Podcast. This week it's myself, Loz, my colleague
Joe,
and our special guest this week is Matt Lee.
Big
Thanks for having me, guys.
How are you, Matthew? You okay?
Yeah, not too bad. Thanks. What about yourselves?
Yeah, it's good to see you not on a Tuesday or Thursday. It's nice. Different change of scenery.
Yeah, change of scenery. Different shirts, to be fair.
Different shirts.
So,
Absolutely.
but feel right at home.
Yeah, so obviously today's podcast we're going to be touching on all things grassroots rugby and kind of why we play the game and what it's taught us over the years. I'm pretty sure that's what the brief said.
Yeah.
So I suppose we start off just with kind of how long we've all been at Sils. Kind of, Joe, you've been here a while,
since I was 12, so that's 14 years now. It's fun. It's really fun. Really enjoy rugby.
You sound thrilled.
Yeah, I mean the years do pass by after a little bit and all blend into one. Once you reach the ripe old age of 18, you start playing men's team, start socialising with the men's. It's all becomes one, I'd say.
Becomes one big blur.
Yeah, that's.
I'm going to imagine yours is a little longer than 13 years.
I won't do the maths. I won't do the maths, but I started here when I was 8.
8.
So yeah,
45 years.
50.
and the rest, I think. Yeah, it's
Always Sils?
long old chip. Always Sils. Only ever played for Sils.
Wow. Good luck.
Yeah, well, Sils and school.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah, even went to uni, didn't play rugby, and came back, joined for the social, and about 20 years later, here we are.
Why did you stop playing at uni?
I couldn't be arsed, mate.
No, on your academics.
Because when I finished school, I was a hooker, and then when I got to uni, I saw the size of the forwards and thought, fuck this. First team hooker, mate. First team hooker, and Beachy was first team number 8.
Not bad. You've got the height for a hooker. I wouldn't have said you.
And the arrows. It's all about the arrows.
That's it.
I was going to say we could have done that this year, but Steve Frere might beat me up. So no.
He would.
Oh no, it's good.
Whoa. You're missing yourself.
Myself,
yeah.
Always also been Sils. I was Emma at Sils from I think about 11 till 18, and then similar to you, went to uni, stopped playing, and then I only rejoined Sils last year. So
Took a lot of moaning from us, though, didn't it?
I had a seven-year hiatus, which I thought was retirement, and now 2 years of breaking the body back in and.
Props to
Think about retirement again. So no, always been Sils though. Yeah, Sils and school, and then that's it. Don't get this. You don't get this family vibe elsewhere, do you?
No,
you don't. You really don't.
No. What about? So I suppose under 12s was your Sils.
Yeah.
What's your earliest memory from then?
Earliest for that one was going on tour and injuring my knee. So not actually playing any rugby. That's one of the older ones. Yeah.
Nice.
But like we had an outstanding team. I think we used to arrive with 40 odd players, and then you wouldn't be the second team, you'd be the second wave, because the whole team would change over at half time because you were allowed to do that. It's not a limited subs in the
a full team of finishers.
That's the one, and mainly people who were scratching their asses, not knowing what to do, which way's up. So. Nice. That's usually the second team.
And how is Ruben?
He's still knocking about, still scratching his arse.
So how many of those lads from your age group then are here now?
Ruben. That's it. That's everyone. Yeah. When I went to Colts, that was Lewis, obviously, and you can't miss out on him, can you?
You can't miss Lewis. No.
Yeah, there's a few knocking about still, but none in my age group.
Yeah.
Matt, what was your?
They're all retired today.
Well, yeah.
They didn't actually have pictures like cameras taking photos on the touchline. It was an artist, wasn't it?
It was
drawing it.
But no, my first memory of Sils was coming up when I was about 7, watching my brother play for the earliest age group. Him and GT actually.
GT was that age group?
Yeah, until GT got moved up to the year above to play with Alex Grove.
Oh, really?
So yeah, they had a formidable centre partnership growing up. But yeah, that was my first memory of Sils. First memory of playing was probably a couple of years after that, coming up myself. Dad was keen to get us into rugby, he was a Sils man.
Was he?
Yeah, he was captain of the Colts, and then, I don't know why, I just stopped playing, I think. Back in that day, if you had kids, that was it, wasn't it?
Look, so
we ruined it.
Like you said, we don't know why we both said we stopped playing at that age. But we came back.
Was your influence more from your dad or your brother then, would you say, to play?
Well, I'd say Dad, because obviously Dad was pushing us both to come.
Yeah.
And from there it grew, really. The fact that I wanted to play didn't come from watching Tom, it was that we were coming up together. It's just they didn't have an age group for my age when we did.
Of course. Lols.
I think RB team, so my first game was I moved over from football, as you can tell, quite athletic, nimble. I was in goal, and I moved over from football literally because my dad and my brother would basically call me a pussy for not playing rugby. So
Smart men, very smart men.
I played, our B team was called the Sharks, the Sils Sharks. I know, yeah, you can't call it a B team, can you? So I played away somewhere, and I literally remember kick-off. I didn't know any rules really, apart from like pass backwards, all the standard stuff. And first kick-off, and I literally just like nosedived at this ruck at the floor. Obviously straight away the referee was like, yeah, penalty. And I was like, kind of why? And he explained it, and even me at that age, I couldn't argue with that one. I was like, off your feet, but I was like, I am face down on the floor, so yeah. And that was it. I remember scoring a try that day, and that was the start of my prolific try scoring career.
That was it, that try, and you were hooked.
Yeah, that try, and then one a year from that point on, pretty much. But yeah,
you got one this year?
Not. Oh, we're on camera, aren't we? Yes, I've got one this year. No, this year I haven't, but we've got plenty of opportunities left in 3 games. No, but you'll find me attached to kind of Louis Roach or something for the last 3 games, and just on his shoulder offering myself. But no, yeah, the earliest memories are good ones. Not that the recent ones aren't good ones, but
what's been keeping us all round then? Is it the club? Is it something about it that either of you can?
Mine was easy. Coming back from uni, I had quite a few friends that grew up in the Sils age groups with me that had come back to start playing, so the likes of Nick Elliott, Ollie Beach. So they were always nagging me to come down. And I actually started again because the Saxons, they called me one Saturday morning when I hadn't been up to training, got a call from Nick Elliott, we're short of a player, do you fancy it? I was like, fuck it, why not? So it turned up, it was me, Elliott and Curbs. My first game in the backs, played 13, scored a try, and then from then I was
non-stop
back
scoring.
at it, yeah.
I think it is that. I think for me, very similar. Like I did a pre-season in the COVID year when I lived down in London. Like obviously it was a COVID year anyway, but it just didn't have that same kind of feel. Like you're coming back to play with your mates. When I came back, I had no intention of playing rugby again.
That's how we get you.
I know.
Every time, just come to training.
Exactly. I got collared by Luke, Hoey, James, Arnie, Spink in Soho Tavern. I think the day after I got back. Literally the day after I got back, and I said no. And I woke up to a text from Tom and East the next day going, I heard you're really keen to play. And I was like, I 100% said no. But by that point, I was like, yeah, fuck it. Yeah. My mate's all down now. I'll go down, have a laugh, see what the crack is.
Well, yeah, I mean, probably the same for you. I was thinking, I'll be up on a Saturday having a beer anyway, so I might as well play the game.
I think it gives you so much more. Obviously, you've got the rugby side of it, and we've had, I've been, like I say, I've been here the last 2 years, but you have all the really good side of it on the rugby pitch, like get promoted and all the rest of it. But then what the club offers you kind of off the pitch in terms of your social group. Caitlin, my partner, she's come up from Surrey. She's made a load of mates purely through this rugby club. So I think what a grassroots club can offer is that kind of lifestyle and social element outside of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think, what about
I
you?
think it definitely, well, going off the social side, definitely helps when maybe things aren't going to plan on the pitch. You've always got some backfall, some reliability of what can I do on my Saturday rather than get, thumped on a pitch and 60 odd watt to the score, and you just go in, rather than heads hanging low, you go in, having a shower, music on, have a beer, and you start, enjoying yourself. But unlike you two, I didn't leave. So, I had to stick around. Yeah.
For the record, wasn't clever enough to leave.
No, I tried 1 year and then straight back into it. But yeah, it's always been the same for me. It's just always been, it's like second home really. Whenever you just feeling a bit down, or if you just want to do something, come up to the club, but there's bound to be someone here that you know, isn't there, really?
Well, you say second home, we do actually spend so much time about it. Like,
probably more
about
than
half a week.
home.
Yeah, I thought about it as like an hour training Tuesday, hour training Thursday, a couple of hours for a game. In reality, that training is like getting a half hour early, stay for a couple of pints after. That's 3 hours on a Tuesday, 3 hours on a Thursday.
All day Saturday.
Saturdays, I don't even want to say how long.
Get 2 hours before kickoff.
Yeah.
Saturday and Sunday. I think. They both count into
Simon's
it.
playing on Sundays now, we have like 4 days a week. But again, that's what the club offers. It's so much more than just come down, train, leave. Like you've got everything that goes along with it. I think that's a big reason why I keep coming back.
I think that's where a lot of the younger players have come from that we've got in the squad now. They're all gone away uni or whatever, come back, and they've got mates that drag them in. They've played in the mini and juniors, and they come back. I think it's one of those. The environment we've got here. Once you come to a few sessions, you're not going to leave, are you? You're going to get involved, and it's a testament to the lads that we've got.
Yeah, and I think that goes like, you've got to have such a good foundation when in the younger year groups, because loads of lads do go away. It's a big problem, I guess, for us and I presume other clubs. Is like loads of lads do go away, go to uni, but what gets those lads back after they've come back is how much fun they've had beforehand and how kind of strong it's been in the M&Js, in the Colts. You have to, if you had a shit time in the M&Js and Colts, you go to uni and not played, the last thing you're going to do is come back and play at a place you don't have fond memories of.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I think obviously, although it's a problem losing lads along the way for uni and stuff, I think it's definitely helpful when we've had a good foundation to get them back in.
100%.
The next phase of the first podcast back is, Matt, have you ever thought about, I know obviously you both dropped out for a little bit, but have you ever thought about quitting, retiring, maybe?
Every fucking year, mate.
Yeah.
We got to a point now, I started saying, a couple more years and I'll be done. And now I've just said, end of every year, I'll take stock, see how the body feels. See, end of this year, it's not going to feel great, but I think we've got another year at least. But I think for me, while I'm still competitive, playing in the first team, I want to be playing. I mean, I'll still be coming up anyway, even when I'm not. But for me, I don't think the Saxons is worth the risk reward.
Yeah.
I know that's pretty negative, but the way that it affects your lifestyle, if you do get injured, I think for me, it's while I'm playing competitively, playing in the first team, helping the lads, I'll be here as long as I can. But as soon as I don't feel like I'm adding that value, then it's just not worth it to me. Yeah. So yeah, I'd say I'll give it a consideration every year. And to be honest, if it weren't for COVID, I'd have stopped playing by now.
Oh really?
That 2-year break or 18-month break gave my body a chance to recover, because it was breaking down at that point. And that was what, 7-8 years continuous, and I was feeling it. Yeah. So from there, I just said I'll get to 30 and I'll stop. But that 18-month really helped me recover, and it's given me another 5-6 years, thankfully. Hopefully a bit longer.
I want you to imagine that, but being a forward, how much more tasking
well,
it is.
I had 7 years as a forward.
Oh yeah, you're trying to get back into it now, aren't you, with the flanking as well?
I think I've played a game at flanker most years.
Yeah, well, most games this season it feels at the moment.
What about, so in terms of, obviously you say about quitting, like about being injured and stuff, have you ever thought about quitting for, the game's got too soft, or all these things you hear all the time, like, game's got soft, rules are too...
It has changed a lot, even...
Especially in your time, bloody hell.
Well, yeah. But like we hear it from, when we watch rugby with our dads and stuff, they're like, bloody hell, game is soft. And even in the 20 years I've been playing, fucking hell, that's a long time, isn't it? 20 years I've been playing adult rugby, it's changed so much. Like Moggsy's sending off the other day, a little rake. Yeah, this day and age, red card. But that was soft 10 years ago. You could do that, you could do whatever. And
10 years ago he's missed an opportunity and could have gone harder. That's what they're saying.
Yeah, exactly. So the game's definitely changed, and I'm a bit of a dinosaur, but it has probably changed for the better. I mean, we all hear the numbers about it's safer, numbers are declining, parents are worried about head injuries, all that stuff. So I can see why they need to make these changes.
What's that stat on concussions that we've not been told off camera at all? Was it 3 concussions a year and then you're out for the...
I believe so.
That's forcible retirement. We had a player that had that this season. So that's that's insane. If you had that in the 90s, no one would play anymore, would they really?
No. I suppose the more you flirt with that number in terms of wherever they've got the number from, you probably think about quitting and think about retirement.
Yeah.
Even if you get 2 in a year, you're probably thinking like, this is a bit much.
Yeah, I've been really fortunate in my playing career, to be fair. I think I've had minor injuries. I mean, I've had a couple of major injuries. Obviously, my ear getting stamped off, my bicep coming off my elbow, and now my knee. But they've all been in the last few years. I played for 10 years with like a hamstring that's pinged once in a while, like nothing major. So as long as I can keep going and I'm adding value to the team, I want to be here. As long as I feel like I deserve my spot, then I want to keep playing. I think it's one of those as well. I'd hate to stop playing a year too early, because you can't come back to it. Obviously, we did when we were younger, that's fine, but at my age, if I stop playing now, I could come back and play vets. I couldn't come back and compete with you boys, it's just not going to happen.
You can already play vets.
2 years off, mate, 2 years.
Don't lie.
On a lighter note then, what's your proudest moment? We'll say in a Sils shirt.
My proudest moment on the rugby pitch is in a Sils shirt.
Oh, don't.
And it is it's that Midlands Cup.
Yeah,
it is that Midlands Cup. Last year, unbelievable, and I'm so proud of what we achieved, and that would be second. But that Midlands Cup run that we had, God, probably 8 years ago.
Just before I was able to play, so I came and watched it. It was just unbelievable.
As disappointing as the national semi was after that, that Midlands Cup run, beating Rugby Lions, who had run away with the league. They beat us twice that year.
They were a top team back in the
Yeah, we hadn't competed with them in the 2 games that we played them in the league, and everything just went right on the day, and it was fantastic. We were the underdogs and we pulled it off, and it was just great achievement for sort of the club and everyone on the pitch.
A great social afterwards, wasn't it, as well? Did we beat Ireland or?
The great social afterwards, like you, I don't remember a lot. It was every week that every cup fixture that we had, the social after that was incredible. I mean, Harry Pick would probably be better to tell you about that.
Well, yeah.
But that would be an interesting guest if you can get him on. But no, that sort of, from Christmas to the back end of that year, probably the most fun I've had in terms of a social side of things.
Do you remember who you beat on the way?
No. I remember, was it the quarters or the semis? We played... Who's the team by Bassett's Pole Island? Spartans. Spartans. We beat them no, we didn't beat them. We drew after extra time, and we went through based on tries scored, I believe. Or the fact that was it away team?
Yeah, it was an away game.
Because we were the away team.
Yeah, so
we actually didn't win the quarter-final or semis, whichever. Unfortunately for them, we drew, but the archaic rules. I think school not long ago had something quite similar.
Was that? Yeah, that's against Warwick.
Yeah.
We drew at Warwick. We drew at Warwick that year. We were the away team. They changed it from the away team go through to try scored. And we found out about 5 minutes after, like, everyone.
Because I was following it on Twitter, and it was we've won, we're through.
Yeah,
and
we
then
were 32-20 up with 10 minutes left, and then we just absolutely capitulated, ended up drawing. Then Warwick went on to the final that year, got absolutely smashed by Dulwich College, which was
always good to see.
It's always nice, yeah.
But fair play to them for getting there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we drew, and I think it was the national. It was maybe like round 5, but
yeah, because we always play them quite early on.
Because of the locality of it. But yeah, those are tough. It's good to hear that you're on the right end of it, as opposed
it
to
was not.
Don't
get me wrong. It was amazing, but we did feel bad for them.
Yeah.
120 minutes.
Yeah, it's a coin flip anyway.
Yeah.
No thought of a drop goal to win that one?
I don't think either team were in position, to be honest.
Middle of the pitch.
Oh yeah, that extra time was grim.
Yeah.
Because I was there, it was quite a wet day. Their pitch
Spartans away isn't
the best for drainage.
Yeah.
It's on a slope like that, and it was just literally in the middle of the park for half an hour or whatever.
I believe, was it, we got the fun bus back from Burton the other week.
Yeah.
And we stopped for a week. And Fred Howard, it was right by Spartans, and Fred got outside the van.
By the Mackies?
Fred got outside the van on the side of the road, and it was right next to Spartans pitch, and went straight into a ditch filled with water and mud. And all I remember, I came out of the van and I had to climb over Fred, who was just laying in this ditch, and that was right on Spartans pitch.
Yeah.
I could see where it flooded too.
Yeah.
It was probably on there 22 as well. He went that far through the bush. But
what about you boys? What's your proudest moments?
Who's hosting this? I'm joking. Well, my proudest would have to be the last year Regional 2 Midlands West champions. It's it's always a competitive thing, rugby is, but when you actually start looking into the leagues, taking it serious, like I used to be, just show up on a Saturday or a Sunday when I was younger and just play. I'm here to play rugby. That was where my mindset was. But then that year, not just because we were doing well, but because it was a proper competitive against every other team. You felt like every hit, every point was just in your hand and ready to go. And it was really something we worked for. And just watching that pay off at the end when we beat Newent, Newent away. They hadn't lost in 3 years, was it?
3 years at home.
Something like that. It was just one of them things that just overcomes you, doesn't it? And got loads of photos around here. That's why I'm looking around, just remembering it all.
I think that year, because last year was so competitive. I think we won the league by maybe 2 or 3 points, but we only won 5 or 6 of those games by 7 points or less. A couple of games the other way, a try another way in either of those games, and we're coming second or third in that league,
Absolutely.
which just showed how like competitive it was.
It was the season before that one, we actually lost a lot of games.
We'd won once before Christmas, and that was the game before. But we were
4
the
games was
flip
over
side
for?
of that. We were on the wrong side of a lot of one-score games.
And it was post 80 minutes as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it was like ref carrying on. Bazillion penalties, not complaining about the ref. Given like penalties that were probably right at the time, but it was just then we obviously knew what we had to work on, and we worked on it amazingly well and ended up coming away champions.
Great.
Yeah.
Very good.
What's your proudest moment?
Well, to be fair, but like in the 2 years I've come back, that obviously. But
Oh, you claimed it, are you?
No. I think obviously we had a really good M&J's team here. If you go on the trophy cabinet out there, there's a few trophies. Coached by great Nigel Saunders and Groucho. Groucho was one of our coaches.
Was he? Dom, yeah.
Dom was in my year, so and they coached us to. We won a Midlands final against Burton. They got absolutely smashed by some northern team in the national semi, similar to what you said.
Wasn't West Leeds, was it?
No, I don't know where it was, but they took us to, I think it was Doncaster Knight Stadium.
Yeah.
And obviously we were like 16, I think we were. And they were running like rugby league, everything like hard line out the back, and we just hadn't really, well, a lot of lads hadn't really come up against that before.
Yeah.
I think they put like 50 on us in like a national semi-final. We're like, at least we got here. So yeah, that Midlands, I guess it was Midlands Cup.
Proudest moment.
No. The Midlands Cup was achieving that.
Yeah.
Was definitely a proud moment, and kind of a lot of things we did. I think we won the North Mids Cup 3 years in a row with that same age group. So it was a really good group of lads, they were really tight. So just those whole kind of, and that's again the thing we were saying earlier about what brought me back was just those good memories of playing with a group of lads who all different schools, like Arden, Solihull, all over the place.
Mainly Solihull.
We had lads come over. We had a lad who now plays for Stourbridge. I'm not going to say his name, but he came over he's from that way over side of Birmingham, and he came over to Sils because obviously of how successful we were being and how like he'd obviously heard about the group of lads and just those kind of things. Obviously, again, touches on how people come over for like grassroots rugby based on other things aside from just the rugby. Like we were a really tight group.
Yeah.
So I think the pride of that team was pretty big, pretty good. But yeah, Joe did still mine as an adult. Definitely that season last year. So obviously with the upcoming Lions tour this summer in Australia, there's been a lot of talk about who's going to get in. Obviously Six Nations has been a big kind of test for different people.
Yeah.
Matt, can you give us 4 players for the Lions tour, but each from a different nation, please?
We'll start with the hardest one then, shall we? The Welsh.
That's difficult.
I think there could be only one guy that goes on tour. I think it could be Jack Morgan and Jack Morgan alone.
Yeah.
He, at least that guy's pushing for a place in the starting lineup.
Yeah.
I think other than
It's
that,
hard to push for a place in that tournament.
the Lions starting lineup.
Okay, yeah.
But other than that,
You're on about the Welsh.
I can't think of any other Welshman that's going to get in.
Yeah.
Englishman, I would have gone Ollie Lawrence, but poor bloke's
Yeah.
Achilles gave up on him.
Paul out.
Yeah. So I'm going to go with Genji.
Yeah, good choice.
Baby Rhino.
Baby Rhino. He's good on the pitch, but it's mainly because he's just a likeable bloke.
Yeah.
I think he'd be a great tourman.
Yeah. He's another one good for grassroots rugby as well because he brings together a different side of rugby that people don't often.
Yeah, everyone thinks it's just posh twats that get together and help each other up, and obviously he's completely against that. And it's great to see someone from his background doing exactly what he is.
Yeah, and being loud and vocal about it and showing that people can come from different places. Yeah. What else have we got?
Got Scotsman. I'm glad on the first podcast because I think I've taken all the easy ones. But Finn Russell. He's my starting 10 for the Lions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not just the GWA, obviously you've got to have sort of an equal mix across the nation, so he's got to be up there. There's no other 10 that's sort of screaming
Do you reckon
up.
he'll be played better for the Lions than he did do for Scotland over the Six Nations? Or?
I don't think he was that bad for Scotland. I think
Just
all
didn't do
propaganda.
didn't do any Finn Russell. That's what you want to see nowadays. You want to see the.
They were never on the front foot though, were they?
I think they competed well considering. So Tuipulotu was going to be my pick for Scotland. Considering they didn't have him for the whole tournament.
Yeah.
And he's a key player for them. And I know they've got key players in other places, but like you say, Finn Russell doesn't need to do the flary stuff all the time. So they didn't have the front foot ball a lot of the time. They still competed against big teams.
I think that's it. I think he showed that he's more than just that. He is more of a complete player that he's not given enough credit.
He's got a really attainable rig as well, which I quite like. He's not here with a six-pack, he's not here busting weights. That man is having a beer post-game and he's got his pot belly out. I love it.
He's modelled it on the Sils rig, hasn't he?
Yeah.
That's it.
If I
Everyone except Aaron.
And Louis Roach. Those guys need to get a grip because that is an international 10. Him and Goody,
that's it.
They're international 10s to me.
I've got to do Ireland as well, haven't I?
Yeah.
Don't have to. It's up to you.
They're spoilt for choice.
Yeah.
They are the best team. I know they're bottle jobs, but they are the best team in the world at the moment, aren't they? I'm going to play it safe and easy again. Bundy Aki. I mean, just imagine being a 12 and coming up against him. You just no thank you.
I felt really sorry for Italy at the weekend. Was it Italy?
Yeah.
Italy at the weekend, and Bundy Aki's coming off the bench at 60 minutes, and you're there thinking.
It's demoralising, heartbreaking. I think you've done a good job against your opposite man, and then he comes on. It absolutely break you. And it could be that's his job for the Lions. Come on after 50, 60 minutes and just break him down.
I won't complain about it.
I would not want to face him.
No, absolutely. Right, Joe, you can give me one Lions player that you're picking for this tour. First name on the team sheet, who is it?
I reckon Hugh Jones has just been phenomenal and just creating opportunities for Scotland. Like a big reason why they won quite a few of their matches was because of him over the internationals as well as the Six Nations.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
want to.
Yeah. I think he's going to be a pivotal part of. He's the first one on the sheet. Loz, what would your pick be?
So for me, I think it's got to be. I'll stick with my front row boys, and go with Sheehan, the Irish hooker. I mean, I think I can't remember the stat, but the amount of tries he scored per game. He scored 3 at the weekend against Italy. Any hooker that can offer that, and then what he offers as a hook around the pitch, I think is phenomenal. So for me, and I mean,
easy at the back of the line, isn't it?
Yeah.
Back of the ball.
For a former hooker, you should be supporting your fellow boys.
I used to steal one a year. I used to come into them all and just nick it off Fred at the end.
That's what I need to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dan Sheehan, honestly, I think he's been classed this year and for this whole kind of cycle. And also, you think about the hookers that are available, maybe not the best crop of hookers.
Did you not see Cowan Dickey's tap tackle the other day?
That was class. I appreciate that because I work on defence also.
He's come out of his shell recently, hasn't he, really? Cowan Dickey.
Yeah.
He'd be up there.
But I think Sheehan's streets ahead of kind of anyone that's there on offer, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him starting all 3 tests.
Lovely. So the next question we've got is, who would you least likely to find opposite you on a rugby? Least like to find opposite you from the Silhillians on a rugby pitch?
Current crop or while I've been here?
We'll give you a pick of both. I'm feeling generous today.
From my whole time at Sils, 2 people I'd least like running at me. Tama.
Yeah.
And Sefa. So our two Kiwi boys from Gisborne.
Yeah.
Fuck me, the size of them. And obviously Kiwi strength as well. So no thanks.
No, not ideal.
Yeah.
Lars, who would you least likely to?
I mean, for me, it's got to be Lewis White because honestly, that
He'd fall over before he got to you.
Okay, running at me. As long as you're in a close distance, it can be quite dangerous.
Like
also,
tackling a cushion.
Like just the threat to my mum's life from Lewis White. Do you know what I mean?
I mean that's fair enough.
Get a bit worried when Lewis gets anywhere near my family. So yeah, I wouldn't like Lewis running at me. You don't know if you're between Lewis and the bar or Lewis and the food truck or something.
Yeah.
You're fucked.
He's got a kung fu panda. Picture the food, and then he plays unreal. So mine personally, I'd Harry Jones when he picks
that
them,
long strength.
Yeah, when
bad,
he picks them, I don't think you can say that. That's going to have to be cut. When he picks them tackles out of nowhere on the pitch, and it's that thing that boosts everyone up. You're like, oh, Harry's just putting a big hit, and you're always like, I would not like to be that man in the morning because it's always going to be very painful, very achy.
Yeah.
Lots of paracetamol needed, I think.
Yeah. Matt, have you got any, obviously you're old and wise now, you might have picked up some things over the years. Have you got any pre-match rituals that you'll happily say, Cameron?
I think everybody has the same one ritual. Pre-game shit.
Oh,
Okay,
how many poos are you having before a game?
Normally 2 at home and 1 here.
Yeah,
Solid three,
yeah.
3 solid.
But no, I don't really fall for superstition, to be honest. Same with I don't like getting that worked up in warm-ups. I'm quite a laid-back character, and I'd like to think that I can switch it on when I'm on the pitch. I don't have too many superstitions or get myself too worked up till I need to.
Well, Stevie Wonder said, superstition fades away. Matt agrees with that, I like that.
I do. Having said that, I still wear the Iron Man of skin under my top.
Is that a superstitious thing, or is that just...
It's just still going.
It's still
it's
there.
the only short sleeve skins I've got.
And it's the one that seems to find its way into the kit bag. My mum does the washing, shout out Tina. Finds its way into the kit bag every week. My mum washes it because she knows it's going to appear there, but it's for the team.
It was so bright when I first got it, and I can't tell it's because I'm stretching it or whether it's been washed so many times, but it's seen better days.
I think it's been stretched, mate, let's be honest. Loz, what have you got pre-game ritual-wise?
Obviously, Matt said this one about visiting the toilet. I don't have many rituals. I just like to keep things like calm and relaxed. I think just, I get out nice and early. I always go out and warm up early. I think that's just on account of my body's absolutely fucked now. And I need to I think whatever we say 1:15 forwards, line out, don't we? I think I'm out by about 1 o'clock. Just give myself like 15 minutes before.
A few drop goals.
Yeah, a few drop goals. Yeah, after I've done my stretches. But no, just do some stretches. Just get my body like a little bit looser. Because don't get me wrong, I'm not flexible anyway. So like the little I think Clive Woodward spoke about 1%. I'm just like
1%.
There you go. That's what I'm doing to my legs. I'm going from give myself like a 1% extra stretch, and so at least hopefully I won't get as injured. But no superstitions really. Just relaxed and bendy. Yeah. Like a Saturday night.
Swollen flexi.
Yeah, swollen flexi. Oh, that's different. Joseph?
Personally, mine, show up very early. I think that might just be being the physio and having to come with her because I
thought that was going to be the superstition.
Just being here. But yeah, she likes to get here early, get set up, or go to an away game, and I'm always sat there for half an hour. But for me, I need that time to get my head properly into that space of just, okay, I'm going to play a game of rugby, but I can sit and chill, relax, and then build myself to it on my own time rather than some lads, no names being pointed out, who get out the car and get onto the pitch sometimes.
I find that such a...
Jonesy.
As long as he's got his cheese sandwich though.
He's such a talent, to get out, I couldn't just
He's only 20.
That's a miracle in itself.
But how long can you say that for until he realises it's going to be painful soon?
Yeah, we'll catch
fair play to him. That's a talent. Just get out and get straight on the pitch. I remember Nuneaton, it was Remembrance Day weekend, and we literally were on the line, doing a minute silence. Jonesy rocks up, joins the end of the line, first whistle, and he's just straight into it. And I was like, oh my word, I'd be dying at that point.
We lost that game though, didn't we?
We did. I wouldn't put it.
I'm not going to put it all on Jonesy. Would you rather be in the stadium when England win the World Cup or Sils get promoted to level 4? I think that's quite easy because they're the reason why we play the game.
Yeah.
Am I on the pitch when Sils get promoted?
Yeah.
Or was it in the stand?
It says in the stadium.
That's
what it sounds like. That's what it sounds.
Hey, I've seen England win the World Cup. I want Sils level 4, baby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you probably remember
you remember
quite well.
I do, yeah.
He's got a minute by minute of just everything going on. Would you, Loz?
I think for me, I don't. What would I do? 8 years old when England won the World Cup. I think it's time to see that again as an adult. I can only imagine the piss up. I think my dad.
Yeah, I wasn't quite old enough for the piss up, but I do remember.
I'm not going to call Andy Finch out on camera, but I am. I think Dad said to me that when England won the World Cup, he found himself in a strip club at 4 a.m. with all his lad mates, and I was like, do you know what? Not the strip club bit, but the piss up after England winning the World Cup final sounds pretty epic.
What
was it? Honey Club?
The what club?
HC Bar and Grill.
HC Bar and Grill. Sorry.
Yeah. It was there for a big steak
there. I love it.
Big steak,
Really
medium rare.
Juicy steak there. Right, we got off track.
Well, yeah.
Joe,
For me,
what about you?
seeing as I was 5 for the last one, I'd probably go for England winning again, because just we've been so close in every sport, really, football as well. You're constantly thinking, oh, this is our one, this is our year, this is our World Cup, and it has not happened. So I want something other than a cricket World Cup. Cricket's great, but it's not rugby or football, is it?
I think Sils have had too many promotions as well now. I think we're just getting a bit too good for our own.
Yeah, we're getting to the national leagues. That's big.
I think we'll give it another couple of years, then we'll go level 4.
That would be retirement, though.
That would be a line.
Imagine that people, we get to level 4 and everyone goes, yes, Sam, see you.
We're going to picture this, it pulls either way.
We're going to start paying people. No, I don't want to play. Not even, you couldn't pay me to.
No, I think, definitely a World Cup for me. Obviously, we spoke about retirement earlier and you getting injured or not injured or whatever, but in your post-playing rugby career, can you see yourself coaching at any point?
Nah.
No?
Nah. I'll still come up to training when I've stopped playing, and I'll help out whoever the coaches are with my knowledge.
Wisdom, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't want to be a coach.
No.
I think it's...
Seen what's done to Tom and Nice, is that what you're just saying?
Tom Lee's hairline's got better.
His hairline's come back.
So I'm all for
His hairline's come back, but fucking hell, he's aged.
Yeah.
If you look at the
It's
pictures...
just grey now, fully all over.
But no, him and Rod are doing a great job.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to be going anywhere anytime soon anyway. But no.
Who's offering you the job? The job wasn't free for you.
It's hypothetical.
But no, it's not in my nature.
Joe? I know you've got years left to do young.
I mean, yeah, probably. I've not left the place, so give me a reason to stick around after all the rugby's been played. So, yeah.
Toilets need cleaning.
Thanks, mate. Mainly because of me, but yeah. The toilets do still need cleaning. What would you do?
Yeah, I mean, I said earlier, I actually came back to Connor Joyce, who was coaching the Sirens last year. We had a little conversation when I knew I was coming back to Birmingham, and I said I'd like to just help out, just to kind of get an idea about it. And then obviously that all went to shit because the lads dragged me into playing.
And he's fucked off anyway.
And then you're coaching Hong Kong, mate. Congrats, Connor, honestly, seriously. But no, I'd like to give it a go. God knows if I'd be good at it or not. I'd probably just end up like Adam Jones, just a scrummaging coach. But he's
there, disillusioned.
Yeah, literally. I love those scrummaging coaches because it is literally like they don't care about the rest of the game. You can just see them when a scrum comes on, they go, that's it, and I love it. So no, I'd like to give it a go. But then even like you've got Jack Koleski and he comes down and coaches his kids. Gaz Rock comes and coaches his kids. There's loads of different ways to do it, isn't there? Loads of ways to get involved. And as we said earlier, like those coaches when you're younger can be quite influential on like keeping you playing or getting you into it or teaching the rules, whatever it is. So yeah, in some form, yes. And just so Caitlin knows, I'm not talking about having kids yet. Just I don't want that going on camera or on record. Thank you.
He's been whispering it in my ear all the evening. It's so weird.
Listening, honestly, it means a lot to us. We'd like to thank our guest Matt. Thank you for coming down and sharing your wisdom.
Cheers, man.
I look forward to guest hosting when he's retired.
40 years in the game, you get a lot of wisdom from people like Matt. So honestly, thank you. Don't forget to drop us a follow, give us a like, give us a subscribe, retweet, everything, ticky-tocky, the lot. Sils Podcast #1.